There's a lot to talk about prepping and just being more prepared, becoming more self-sufficient, and I don't know, there's a lot to cover in that topic. But one of the biggest, most important preps that I think you and I can be doing actually doesn't cost you any money at all. In fact, you could make money from it, and I'm willing to bet that 99.999% of us here right now actually really need to pay attention to this.
Hey friends, I'm Heidi, the Heavenly Minded Homemaker. It is my goal to encourage and equip you to live a life of peace, of purpose, and abundance. I believe in homegrown revival, and today's video is another step down that narrow path. Before we get into it, be sure to hit that like button and say hello to Theodore.
So our family has really been working through this, and we actually have a very, very exciting, I think we honed in all the details as a family. And so tomorrow's video, I should have all the updates for you all. So just know there's really, really big, exciting things that are coming that I just am beside myself with excitement to share with you. But as we're kind of plotting and planning for those pieces, which we'll be sharing tomorrow, so subscribe, turn on your little bells. Heads up, if you want to see more videos like this on my channel or any other channel, make sure you like the video, comment, share it with a friend if there's someone that would find it beneficial. The more you interact with it, the more that YouTube will actually show you videos like that. So nice little tidbit there if you want to be seeing the things that you want to be seeing. We're going to share about that tomorrow. But as we've been kind of working on that and putting together some pieces, there is one piece of prepping that I think most often goes utterly overlooked. I don't even think most people think that it's in the same playing field. Again, it won't cost you any money, and in fact, you'll probably make money from it. And I don't want to be overlooking it, and I don't want you to be overlooking it either. So as we move on, trying to be more prepared, trying to be more self-sufficient, not rely on the ridiculous systems of this world like maybe we have for far too long, but be a little more able-bodied. I think one of the biggest things impacting, I think, every single American household, but let's just say 99.999% of American households, and maybe this is the same internationally. I'm not sure. I've never lived internationally, so I don't want to speak for something that I have no experience with. We are going to really struggle with being truly prepped and prepared for the uncertainty of tomorrow, the impending chaos of this world, because we all have too much stuff. Hear me out. So now I feel like most of you are going, how can that be true? Isn't prepping and being prepared all about getting more stuff? Well, kind of, right? I'm building my prepared pantry, I'm adding things in, I'm looking at changes we need to make around the homestead and things we need to have on hand to better steward what we have and take care of our family in the event of, not having access to things like we're used to having access to things. Sure, yes, that absolutely is a truth in it. I think the problem is that we are all drowning in stuff that isn't the stuff we want to have, as in being more prepared. No, we're drowning in stuff because we have so much excess, so much junk, so much that then becomes this massive clanging noise all around us. And then we can't focus in the areas that are actually impactful because we are so buried in all the excess of life. And you think of this idea of underconsumption core, right? We have been so just geared up to consume for so long that now, people are making all of these massive videos on underconsumption core. And I think that's because people are so overwhelmed by the stuff that the thought of the opposite, sounds so intriguing. But I think as Those who want to be wise stewards, those who want to be more prepared, more intentional, more ready for poo to hit the fan and the world to go sideways, right? Like for us, it really kicked off with Hurricane Helene last year and just realizing how not ready we were for the systems to be thrown off. And it meant that we are too reliant on the systems that we have no control over. So I don't think that should be where we put all of our hope and trust, in the systems of the world that we can't do anything about at all. So how does that make sense? But when we look around, we start to realize, like in my house, I don't have the biggest house. It's an old house. I do have a full basement, so that's a huge plus. I have so much stuff. There's so much stuff in my house. There was so much stuff in my house when Hurricane Helene happened and we lost everything. It was not the right kind of stuff. And I think that we spend so much time and attention hoarding up these things that we think we need, which again, it's not that there's anything wrong with having stuff or investing in things that are beneficial or mean a lot to you. Sure, that's fine. But maybe we have too much of the wrong things, and that's holding us back from having the things we need. Now, I hear from people so often about all the things that they can't do or they can't make better. And I go, okay, well, let's talk through that. Like, why? And so often it's, I really would like to move to somewhere else where I could live simpler, a home that wouldn't cost me so much, right? Like I have all these things that like would genuinely transform my life, but I can't because everything I'm finding is so much smaller. It's, and it's just so crazy to me because I go, well, then get rid of stuff. If you could solve these problems, not be spending so much money, have less stress, less to keep up with, more time for the things that you want to be spending time on, and all you would need to do is get rid of the extra that isn't going to fit. Well, by golly, get rid of the extra that's not going to fit. And that's where I say, all of us could really make a difference in this area. We could really solve this issue for ourselves. It's not going to cost you anything, and it will probably make you money. If you and I started going through, and trust me, I am like preaching to the choir here because I'm doing these things myself. Walking through my house going, when was the last time somebody sat in this chair? We don't use this. This is broken. Why do we still have this? I haven't opened this cupboard and touched these items and I don't remember how long. Maybe it's time to get rid of those things. Whether it is posting it for free online and saying, hey, I have this, it needs to be fixed right here. Maybe you have the know how to do it. Come get it. It's all yours, right? Leave it up for a week or so. If nobody gets it, give it to the dump, right? Maybe it is posting it on Facebook Marketplace and going, hey, I've got these blah, blah, blah that I haven't used in forever. If anybody wants them, name a price. If we want to be truly making a difference, being more prepared for tomorrow, being buried in stuff, clutter, excess, you don't understand how much mental space that is taking up as well. If you are in a situation like we found with Hurricane Helene, right? We found ourselves in a situation where all of a sudden we went from normal family to 100% off-grid homestead. There was 14 of us. We couldn't get anywhere. We couldn't do anything. We had no idea when things were going to get better to any degree. And better is still a relative term as we're still dealing with a lot of the aftermath. But all of a sudden, things in the home that had such prime real estate in our space were worthless. And we were like grabbing stuff when we started to realize, wow, this isn't going away. Like this is not changing anytime soon. We had to start grabbing things and just like shoving them in a back room to get them out of the way as we're trying to figure out how to haul in buckets of water and use camping equipment and, do all these different things that were just not our norm. But then it was kind of funny how you look at things and you reassess them like, why does this take up so much space? If you are really feeling the just calling of the Lord to adjust, to shift, whether he's calling you out away from the city or maybe he's calling you back into it, right? Whatever the case may be. But part of your overwhelm is just I have so much stuff, I don't even know where to begin. Maybe it's that you do want to have a simpler life day in and day out. You want to invest your time and your efforts in stuff that really matters. You don't want to feel burnt out and overwhelmed like you are. What is it? Cleaning your house with kids is like brushing your teeth while eating Oreos, right? Have you ever heard that? Like, are you sick of feeling like that? Well, usually a huge key factor in this is that you have too much to deal with to begin with. And if we want to really start prepping and moving forward and getting to a place of just self-sufficiency and just peace in our lives and simplicity and just beauty in what the Lord brings us to, that we can really just invest our time and our efforts in things of true worth and value, that's probably not going to involve being buried in stuff that you probably wouldn't buy again if given the opportunity. And so that's where I say that I think we all could start to feel a lot better, really start making true lasting efforts toward our preparations, our self-sufficiency, our just being able to live a quiet life, working with our own hands, showing others what it truly means to have that peace and comfort of the Lord in such a chaotic and turbulent world. If we're not also drowning in stuff and overwhelm, chaos, I mean, the amount of money that we spend to have bigger homes to hold more stuff, to have, garages to fill with stuff, to have storage units to fill with stuff, the amount of money people spend on organizational things, right? When it's clutter. That's what it is. And I've done mini series. I have like full-blown classes. I have an ebook I wrote. It's still free. You guys can get it in my shop. I'll link these things or ask me a question if you want to know where they are. But to start dealing with the clutter and really start getting down to the essentials in what it is that you own and whatever it is, whether you have a little teeny tiny apartment or you live in a mega mansion, whatever it is, I think that that is just as critical of a step to truly be prepping for the future as building a prepared pantry, having some off-grid, supplies and necessities. I really do think that. And I think that if you and I started committing ourselves to working through these things, the physical, emotional, mental wave of peace and calm that washes over you as the chaos of clutter around you starts to subside is phenomenal. I was talking about that with my kids today. We're looking around our house, like there's been conversations we're having in our home. And so I said, you know what, y'all? I think this is it. I think one of the biggest preps that we could be working on that costs us nothing. Heck, you can sell stuff off, take that money to then go build your prepared pantry and buy those essentials and those things that you actually need. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Come on now. I think that would be great. So how about we start working towards those things? Because I know there's a lot of really cool, fun ideas and things like that, especially YouTube, Pinterest, right? All the places. And that's great. I'm all for fun, pretty cool things. But I want things that work. I want things that actually make a difference and impact my life to the positive. And I wholeheartedly believe that this is one of those things. So, as it's that time of day, I came out way later than usual, so my road is so much busier than it normally is. We will go ahead and end this here. Again, be sure, join me back here tomorrow because I've got a really fun thing that we are working on of like important things that we need to be doing, kind of looking at this, whole idea of our summer and being a little more unplugged. And like I said, we've just been talking about it as a family. And so I have some really big news that I cannot wait to share with you all, as I want to make sure us as a family, we were all really good with it before I obviously put it out publicly on the internet. So that'll be really, really exciting tomorrow. If you want to have more conversation about, again, being more prepared for whatever the future may hold, be it we're going into a full-blown recession, if you don't think we're there already, the greatest depression is on its way, World War III is looming around us, just uncertainty, prices going up. You don't want to be caught with your pants down when a hurricane wipes out the mountains of North Carolina. all of the above. We're going to be talking more about that in this playlist of videos right up here. Highly recommend you guys go and check that out, as again, it's all these conversations from a very real and raw, just transparent place, as I'm doing the same things in my home as well. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Can't wait to connect with you all right up over there. And then I'll see you right back here for the big announcement tomorrow. Bye.